This video is brought to you by my patrons and by viewers like you. Greetings, groovy people. Welcome to Blue Dragon Art. I am the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon. This is an art-related channel, usually, where I discuss projects that I'm interested in or am a part of, and anything like art-related that I feel like discussing. Lately, I've been on a hiatus with videos, with my art, with my life, essentially. I touched upon this in some of the previous videos, and I think I made like a YouTube post about it on the channel, but I had been out of town for a couple of months helping to move my family out west from the Midwest, from Illinois, central Illinois. And as of yesterday, at time of recording, we have received all of their moving U-boxes. The house finally closed. It's been a big, long rigmarole of one thing after another, including my mom falling before the move. And now that they've been settled and everything, the next phase of what I've been busy with is trying to get her into an orthopedic surgeon to get the tendons in her knee reattached. So I've been busy. I haven't had time to do a lot of art. In the background, you're probably going to see some old art that I worked on, or I might have like some flatting going on because I have a new slew of flats from my friend slash associate. I just do flatting. What is the word? I forget. Acquaintance. I don't know. My brain thinking hard right now. Thinking is hard. But yeah, I just wanted to use this time to kind of give an update of where I'm at. I have an art market at a friend's house next week, not this upcoming weekend. Oh, no, wait. By the time this video comes out, it'll be this weekend. If I have the flyer for that, I'll post it, but otherwise I'll just have the information for it floating in the text here. If anyone's in the Portland area and wants to swing by and buy a comic from me or a zine or something, or get a free zine, Comic Fury zine is always free, and I may try to get some of those printed off if I have time. I don't know. I've also got a camping trip at time of recording this weekend, because there's a lot of living to make up for, and I have like a couple girlfriends who checked out a space in the Deschutes National Park, and so they always invite myself and my partner to go. Well, they don't always, but you know, we're friends, so they're so cool. They're so cool because they'll always invite people to come and join them, and we don't always get a chance to join them, but this time we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we always have fun with them. But yeah, so I've been like super busy. I'm going to be getting back to art right now. My primary goal has been trying to work on flats, which I haven't even gotten a single page done since we got back. But I'm going to be getting back into the swing of things with that since it is a paid gig, and that is very important to me to make sure that I'm keeping up with my paid work. I've got several pages of Dark Horse ready to screen tone, and I've even started screen toning it. One of the next page, but I need to finish it up. And then I only have like a couple pages left to draw and ink. They're already thumbnailed. They're already planned. The dialogue, everything is planned out. But I'm going to be taking Dark Horse off of hiatus to finish chapter 14, act 14. That's going to be coming up very soon. And then I'll be taking another break because I have not had any time to work on the script for act 15. I need to rework the script because this stuff was written like years ago, like a decade ago by now, like probably in 2010 at this point. Actually, it might be before 2010. I started putting all the dates on my scripts whenever I work on them, just for like self-reference so that I kind of have an idea of when I was writing stuff. But then I take those scripts and I turn them into like thumbnails. And from there, I do like, sometimes like my thumbnails are more like breakdowns, which are more detailed versions of thumbnails if you're going to get like into like the technical terms. But at any rate, I sometimes make changes because what I was thinking of or where I was going, you know, back when I first scripted things, you know, there's been mistakes that I've had to work around, or there's been things that have come up that I hadn't thought about, or there's things that are more prescient that I want to kind of change and have added into the comic. It really is like kind of a fluid way of working. Like I have the plan, but I don't try to like regulate myself so much that I can't kind of break from the plan. And in this way, like the story grows with me as I myself grow as a person. Although the core themes and goals and plot that I have scripted is still going to remain mostly the same. But yeah, there's just kind of, that's how I work. So I need to take time to review the old script, see what I've changed, and kind of incorporate that into the new script, and then do the thumbnailing and so on and so forth. And then, like the page work and all that. So, I am going to be taking Dark Horse off of hiatus fairly soon. I can't say when. I'm hoping before the end of June. It'll be before the end of June, because, like I said, with my family, things are finally settling down. My sister's going to be looking for a job. My nephew's going to be looking for a job. They're going to be, we unloaded all of their stuff, but they're going to be organizing and picking up the house and getting things, settled in, since they're the ones living there. And they just needed, between my sister and myself, I'm the youngest, and I didn't do hair my whole life, so she's got some back issues from, her job, and I have another friend who used to do, he worked for, Fred Meyer or something like that, so he had been on his feet his entire youth, and he has issues also moving around now, he can walk and stuff, obviously, well, not obviously, but, he does music and stuff, and so, if he's on his feet for any long period of time, that really wrecks him. So I empathize with my sister, because I get it, her job has been very intensive when it comes to being on her feet. So that's why I was doing a lot of the moving with my nephew, moving things for them. And then my partner also helped move a lot of their stuff. He swung by yesterday and we emptied the last of the pods. And oh my God, you guys, it's not a pod. It was a U-box. We did U-box. I just called them pods. But oh my God, you guys, I'm so happy that they're finally settled. I recorded an earlier audio where I got I talked too much about personal stuff, and I really need to try to reel that in. Y'all know I don't need to be oversharing stuff. You don't need to know, you don't want to know, but I will just say that any hurdle that could crop up during this process did crop up. However, in the end, we were able to surmount each hurdle, and on the positive side, a lot of the things that we ended up doing, we were able to secure my mom a really good mortgage interest rate. It's pretty fucking low. It was 5 point something, 5.69 or something like that. Before it has recently jumped. That interest rate has just if the house hadn't finally closed when it did, the interest rate was going to jump up. The holdup wasn't on my family's end. The holdup was on the owner's and the seller's end. Something had happened. And so they had to get that stuff figured out. And the more I learn about the situation, the more I really feel bad for the sellers. We just thought they didn't have well, I don't need to get into this, but that's all I'm going to say about all that. just giving you a little peek and keeping things as fucking vague as possible. But yeah, I've got an art market coming up. As I mentioned, it's going to be here in Portland. The information is going to be floating on the screen, the hours and all that shit. So if you are in the area and you want to buy a comic, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have artwork too, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to have more artwork than comics, because last time people were really not, they were mostly folks who are not within my generation that weren't really interested in comics. They were more interested in paintings and prints and poetry and stuff like that, which is far out and solid, man. But just different generational interests, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to focus more heavily on having some of my artwork be displayed, and then I'll just have the comics and shit on the side, zines if people want it. But yeah, that's the update. I'm going to try to get back to making 2 videos a month. No promises on that, because as I mentioned earlier, my entire life has been on hold. The house, shockingly, is not as bad of a mess as it could be, but it is not as picked up as I prefer it to be. I'm not I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to the house, but it's getting a little cluttered and I need to do a lot of pickup. And then, the kitchen has pretty much been the only thing that I've kept super clean, but I need to do vacuuming. I need to pick up the stuff that's just been sitting around. My nephew came and slept at our place for a while because they didn't have a bed yet in the new house. So he just chilled with us over the weekend. And, he did pick up after himself as much as a 21-year-old, pays attention to. I mean, I remember being 21. He always took his plates out, when he was done. Oh, wait, we're very bohemian. That's the word. So, we have, a big beanbag couch, and that's where he was sleeping. We have, pillows tossed on top of it. So I mean, he did everything he could, that he even realized that he needed to do, but I've got some picking up that I was being messy, and so was my partner. So yeah, just trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm hoping to have videos going this month. This one's obviously going to be coming out, and hopefully I'll be able to have another one that's interesting. I've got so many topics to discuss, but it's just been really busy. And of course, there's also like getting back into the swing of things with like protest and trying to like help with mutual aid and all that shit I put on hold, but it's very important to me. So is my family. I mean, my family obviously has to come first, and then now that they're kind of getting settled, I can start focusing on the community and getting back into that stuff. That's very important, you guys. We're gonna need to make connections. We need to be interacting with each other as much as we can and trying to help each other out, because that's what really helps get people through the tough times. And that's something that's really important to me. That's something that I talk about, sometimes on the channel. Take care of one another, try to be mindful of one another, try to do what you can to make life a little bit better and spread that positivity around, because you never know when you're going to be the one in need, and you're going to need somebody to help support you and help bring you up from dark places. You know what I'm saying? But always take care of yourself too. Don't be taken advantage of. It's a balance. It's a balance. There's always so many disclaimers and caveats, but that's because there's a balance. You shouldn't, completely self-sacrifice yourself. But I believe that one should also not be like totally selfish and only give one shit about themselves and no shits for anybody else. All the shits for yourself and none of the shits. Look, I kept this fucking video pretty fucking tame until the end, and now I'm cussing like a sailor. It just starts slipping out. It's easy. I don't normally talk like this. Like, I don't cuss. Well, okay, I do with the people who are close with me, but like out and about with normal human beings, I don't usually cuss like this. Okay. I do it primarily on YouTube because I want to make sure that it's very clear that this is not a channel for children, and I want to be not advertiser friendly, because I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of advertisements. So hopefully being a small channel and cursing like a sailor will help keep YouTube from shoving video or commercials on my videos. So far, so good. I think it's mostly because I'm a small channel, but at any rate, that's all I got to say this week. Take care of each other. Peace and love. Fare you well, and keep on trucking.